Alrighty, folks. So welcome back to the video series. So I just want to mention, in case if you guys are looking for the training on the specific tool, and you already know what are the requests and everything about the requests, then you folks can skip this one and straight get to the specific tool video. But in case if you just want to brush up your skills or your knowledge, so you guys can stay on the video. And now let's get started on what are these requests. Yeah, in the previous video we did discuss there are four different uh, request methods, and today we're going to be working on all these request methods, and we'll be creating requests and responses. uh, okay, we'll be firing requests and we will be getting responses for those requests. Alrighty, folks, so we will be starting off with the get request. I searched on this website and we are able to find this specific sample request that we can use. Okay, for the get request, the very first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add the sampler, and within the sampler I'm going to put this whole request. Like I told you, we have protocol, so we have the place where the protocol is going to go. Then I told you we will have a server name. Within the server name there's going to be a host name and port name, and rest of the stuff is all path. And anything after question mark is parameter. Parameter usually comes with key and value. Okay, and this is a get call, and you over here we can see all these calls. This is a get call. Okay, now if I fire this request, we will see the response here. I'm going to clear this, save it, and let's fire it. Okay, so we do have to make sure that we don't put this stuff in here. We do have to keep the backslash here, but nothing has to go except HTTP or HTTPS in protocol. Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna fire this and see what is the response. Over here we can see we have the response, and like I told before, we will get some kind of response back. So over here we can see we are getting the response code. 200 means okay, and over here we can see we are sending the request. This is a get request, and this is the whole response body, and this is the response headers. Within the headers we can also see that we are getting 200 response. Okay, now this was a get request. Okay, now we have to do the post request. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate it. In the post request, the protocol and everything is going to be same. Okay, there is one specific difference in post request, and that is there is going to be a body to the request. The body can be in terms of parameters, body could be in terms of the raw body, or it can be a file upload. Okay, now let's change it to post, and let's add a parameter. Let's add test 1 2 3. Okay, so now this is a post body, post requests body. Now let's run it. Okay, now over here we can see we are getting a bad request response. Okay, 404 means not found. Okay, but over here we can see that we are passing the data as well, which is test 1 2 3. So this is the post data that we are sending with the request. Okay, so these are the request headers which are usually sent by default. Okay, we are not getting any response because the response is bad. How we know it's bad? So over here we can see the response code is 404. That means it's not found. Okay. Okay, so it seems like in the last iteration we were not able to do the post request because we got the 404 error. Obviously, the post request that I was using was not a correct one. So let's find the post request over on Google. Let's do the quick Google search about the post request. Post request sample for testing. Let's see what we can get over here. We are looking for a post request that we can use and use in our calls so that we don't have to create everything. Okay, seems like we do have this post request. Input the same link, switch to the body. Let's see the body, JSON body. Okay, they have provided the body as well. Okay, this is all the body that they have provided. 201 created, parameterized URL. Okay, global variables. I'm not really concerned about this one. Okay, folks, let's do this specific request. Okay, we're gonna try with this specific request and see if it works. Okay. Okay, so we have already completed the get request. Okay, now is the post request. So we named it as a post. Okay, instead of this one, the one that is already here, we're gonna use the one that we just captured from the Google. Okay, so over here, this is the path and this is the server name. We take the server name, we put the server name here, we take the HTTPS. Make sure there is only one slash in the path. It starts off with the slash, and the protocol is gonna go in protocol. There is no semicolons and backslashes in protocol. So save it. Okay, now there is one thing to keep in mind, that post request will always have a body to it. Okay, so there is a body which is also called request body. It can be in terms of parameters. When I say parameters, I mean you can add the parameters. The parameters are key, the name, and the value. You can add n number of parameters. You can delete all these from here as well. Okay, or you can add the body. In the body, it's going to be a JSON formatted raw body. So this is a raw body. Over here you can see like it is a key value pair as well. It's ID and the value of ID is 11. So let's take this, copy this, and paste it here. Already save it. So now we have protocol, server name, path. We have to change the method. The method is a post method, and we have the body of the request as well. Now let's see if it works. I haven't tried this request. I'm not sure if it's a good request or not a good request. Seems like it's a good request. Okay, so over here now you guys can see like, okay, there is a data. There is a body that is being sent along with the request, and we are getting the response, and the response that we are getting is just an ID. Over here you guys can also see, like, since we did discuss, usually post is something that is going to save something in the database or is going to create something in the database. Usually this is what it should do. So we can see when it is created, the status code that we get is 201. Whereas in get request, we can see the status code that we got was 400. Okay, previously we did see the status code was 404. 404 means the request was not able to find the the uh, the data from the database based on the body that we were sending along with the request. Okay, so 404 means not found, 401 means forbidden. If your authorization is not successful, then it is 401, and 201 is that means it is created. There is one more thing to keep in mind. Let's say, just in case, if uh, the body that is going to go in the specific request is file upload, then all you have to do is just go to this file and add, and then you have to put the file path along with the parameter name. Okay, so that will suffice for the file. If it is a parameter, then again add the parameter, the name of the parameter, the value of the parameter, and that should do it too. Awesome.